a quick couple shots at the team on their tail, pushes them off their lane, and all of a sudden they get a free rotate straight to the new zone. It's the little things that make a difference, and sometimes that aggression can pay or play into their favor, and that's what Miro really brings to the table as his elims, as his elimination lead over the entirety. I think of all the players, all the teams here in the FNCS have shown up until now.
Knocked. Godku just knocked him. There we go. We've lost him right now. Miro is down. They're in a nice base, so unless we see that finished on, I think that's just a knock, but that is very, very scary for your first place team. We also see that we saw Outcast Goku went down as well there, so they've traded. I think they're out here. Clicks, Bizzle, and Booga in this one. This is what you want to see. Day, though, converting. Looks like those teams clash, so they may have lost Miro in the process, but they've gotten two eliminations out of that. Okay, Miro's back up, so never mind. They're just getting easy eliminations on the low ground, but that's going to be risky now. Have you lost a lot of your meds? Have you lost a lot of your material in that fight? And are you making the late rotate? Never mind. They look completely healthy, Monster. This is scary for every other team in the lobby right now. They are here to play.
I was going to say, it also shows that exactly they're here to play. They're not messing up. And even if they do, they're popping off. The clutch, the follow-ups is everything you're looking for in a trio. And on high ground, though, let's talk about it. The legacy that they need to cement some top-type finish here for Zayt, Stretch, and Saf to continue their run of, just performing a top 10 every single time in these big final stages. They have a lot to prove, a lot to put up for.
I mean, 5 eliminations on the board. They're looking good right now. Zayt's got 2 rockets left, so a little bit of power to push down the lobby. 67 builds, so we've seen this team force a lot of high ground takes, lose their high ground late around that second rotating zone, so keep eyes on this. This is not secure by any means. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch are losing their crown as the high ground kings. They have lost it many times in this situation, but you see Zayt, he has learned. He is going a few layers up. He is going another step above, so any team that tries to late retake this, either with a bouncer or building up from behind, don't have a chance. And he's not saving that RPG for pressure. He's using it for damage. That was a double tag into those builds. They're trying to get eliminations right now. They're looking very, very comfortable. And this is what we talked about, changing the narrative. That is a team that is not even inside top 15, but they have the chance at a victory royale, taking the points that other teams need even more. But Damir in reverse, they have no, like, it's not even crossing their mind to go for high ground right now, Monster. They are so comfortable down here.
No, this is where they want to be. This is where they like to play. It's the mid and the low ground layers. I mean, we've thrown around the low ground king title a few times, right? Over the last couple seasons, we had Xset running it. We have obviously Scented, Commandment, and Crew, but let's not forget, Reverse 2K at the end of the day proved to everyone why they are champions and why respect needs to be put on this trio's name. And you know what? When Reverse is up and leading his team, they will earn more placements. The history shows it. The numbers are there to prove it. And he's up right now, so we can guarantee they're making it all the way through. And we might be looking at a good old 3v3, the best of the height and possibly the best of the low.
Miro is just dropping eliminations that we're not even seeing on screen right now on the back of top. He's now got 3 right now. This is huge. They have 7 eliminations on the board as we have 9 teams, 22 players. You talked about it then, Monster. We've seen so many legendary 3v3 endgames this weekend. Are we going to see yet again another? The Kings of the Height versus the Kings of the Low. I don't know where Scented, Edgy, Commandment are in this one. I think they're just kind of pulling around. They are still here. Acorn takes down Dom, though. We might see more than a 3v3. There is a very good chance we're setting up for a 3v3 against teams who need this so much. Yes, Zayt, Saf, and Stretch are down on the leaderboards, but they have pride to play for, and with 6 phenomenal games, you never know what could happen as we drop an entire trio in. Beautiful positioning from Miro there. Gets it to the wood cone. The harpoon breaks wood builds instantly, drops down the whole trio, and pulls out the big tack shotgun. The shots are breaking out. They're not on the low now. They've come up onto the mid ground because they know there's more players here, Monster. More players, more eliminations.
And that's what you want. You want all the points. This is the team that likes to do it just like that. Here it is. All of a sudden, they go from low and a little bit lower, and they jump on into the box. And here it is. Miro's going to follow up. It's onto Crunchy. Wipes him out of the competition. His trio's still here, though. We are still looking at top 5 as Miro finally gets exchanged out. And it is Commandment and Edgy. They step in, and they bring that firepower. They're trying to show us something. I think they're trying to say something about that low ground layer. They push off one of the best there.
They said, hey, you guys went up on the mid ground. We hear the commentators talking about it. They're saying you're coming after our title. Now, we're still down here. We're playing the low ground. We have feet on the ground.
Gosh.
As Scented, Edgy, Jahq, Acorn, Slacks go down. Day takes down Jahq in the feed. Scented converts onto Acorn. We have 3 teams, 8 players alive right now. So it looks like we've got a 3v3v2, Reverse 2K and Day. What a phenomenal performance here. Even if they go down now, they've already done so much here. But Stretch, Zayt, and Saf are setting up for this. Stretch is on the high ground. He's popping the med kit. He's going going for the heal off. We haven't seen too many heal off wins here, but does he have it? It's right on cue. I don't know if he got this off in time. He does. Commandment is down there. Well, looks like we might see Centered Edgy Commandment with the second place. Stretch, Zayt, and Saf come out with the victory royale. Monster, we've talked about kind of titles. We've talked about legacies. This team has so many game 1 victory royales. It is insane. I think we saw inside top 17. This is where each placement point is going to go out for every single team that goes down. Thank you for running the graphic as well. As you can see, 17th to 4th place will get you 1 point for every team that goes down. Third is that huge 6-point jump. Then you get an extra 5 for second and 5 extra for the victory royale, as Zayt and Stretch are on the high ground in game number 2 here of day 2. They got the game number 1 victory royale. There's no Saf. They don't have the loadout for this, but honestly, I feel like this is the ultimate bluff, right? How does anyone else in this lobby know that they don't have this? The longer they can stay up there and the longer they can make it look like they're a full trio of dominant players, people will not look to go for it, and they can secure more and more placement. This is a beautiful strategy, but it's such an alpha move, right? It's such a Zayt move to try to hold high ground as a duo when you already didn't have the loot to do it as a trio. Zayt doesn't even have shield, Monster.
Yeah, no, they don't have anything, and I'm assuming the knock came from a sniper shot, too, just over peeking, looking for anything. They have just enough...
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, they almost get disconnected there. Okay, so some people have their eyes on height. They have to be extremely careful here. It's all about sitting aboard the information station here. They need to be hyper aware of all the other trios and what they're trying to do here. And look at that, Stretch is actually going to hit the boogie down. He's going to try and cut across. Okay, they're going to reposition up, and that means they're situated here. But... those white tags, oh, yup. Of course players are going to be looking up.
I think they just invested everything they had into it. Honestly, it might look like an interesting play, but it's one they had to make, as it's Creo, Avery, and Illis who are going to try and take this high ground. But Creo was taken incredibly low. Illis going for the high ground. We haven't seen this team really up here. We've been kind of telling the story more of them at the mid-ground layers, the Centered Edgy Commandment on the mid-ground, trying to make their way to that ultimate low front side that we know they love so much. If they can get a zone that goes back across, they need to get back to the front side and get onto that low ground. But Centered says, no, I've got the big dragon shotgun. It works just as well on the mid-ground as the low ground, as this team's trying to make their way around. Edgy is very, very weak right now, and Creo, Avery, and Illis, they've been around that point of contention. They're in 6th place right now, Monster. A victory hour would really put them in the conversation.
Yeah, definitely, but our 2nd and 3rd place teams are still here. They're still fighting. I'm looking for information bits, though. Where is Day? Where is Reverse 2K? We know Miro's down. They might not be in here, so I think 1st place is absolutely up for grabs right now. The fact that Kanata, Macwood, and Bucky have made it this far as well. They were in top 5 right before this, and they are not even baiting. I thought for a second they were trying to bait some heals here, but no, he's just looking for an elim, trying to find something to open up here.
Center just took down Day, so that is 3rd place taking down 1st, which is massive, but Reverse is still in this, gets an elimination on the Tabney, so they're still in it with some kind of a shot, but I think they have to have been heavily weakened here, as so were a lot of our top 5 teams. We saw Centered Edgy Commandment not looking too fantastic on their rotate unless they got the meds off. We have no Macwood now, as Bucky and Kanata trying to make their way through the low. The one team that I know is very healthy and very much in control is Illest, Avery, and Creo. We also have Acorn and Slacks in there. I don't see Jahq though, so I'm seeing a lot of big team duos here who are going to try and hold on to any points they can get, but who's going to be able to alpha it up as the full trio, as we know that extra 5 points for the victory royale is so huge as Bucky takes down Centered.
Yeah, but it's really going to come down to who can get those elims, man. That high ground team right here, Creo, Avery, and Illis just do not have enough. They only have 2 eliminations. All the points are being taken away down here in these low ground places. Acorn still up, though, stealing away placement points. So is Commandment. Now with every team that falls, placement points are going to be given out. So staying alive here is crucial for chipping away at the standings.
Commandment in 3rd place, came into this one 1 point behind 2nd, gets the minis, gets the bigs, gets inside the old hub. If Commandment can do anything out of this, he's trying to get away. All these walls are edited. They're all pre-edited. He can't claim that there's someone fighting down below, but Commandment's clutching on. He's holding on to these points. If Commandment can even get 1, 2 eliminations, a few more placements, this is huge right now. We are following a solo that is currently in 3rd place, trying to clutch onto this, with 1st and 2nd place being wounded or down entirely. So these points are massive as Commandment comes around the corner. 4 health, no! Hits for the 78. He doesn't get it, but he held on to a few of those placements. Who is still up, Monster? We have Click still in this. We have Creo and Illa still in this. Avery on the backside goes down to a Zervo, though, and Creo is setting up for the medkit heal off.
A lot of new names now all of a sudden in these final instances here. Rise makes it all the way through with the Vive. I see Trashy in the feed there too. Bizzle up by himself is going to find one out to Vive. He's trying to put some numbers up. That's a solo. He's white tag. One will be enough for the Siphon, and no, he doesn't get it in time. And now the final instances, the final clashes. It's a good old-fashioned 2v2 here.
It's a 2v2 and Illis, the firepower drops down, and the firepower he has. We've seen Illis be a little bit quiet this weekend. His team was up there in 6th place, but Illis drops down in the 1v2. It doesn't even go down. Even if they don't bring it back, they are fighting for pride, and honestly, props to them. They are playing phenomenal right now.
Yeah, definitely. And look at this. They go triple metal, keeping it wide and strong here. And now, splitting up the material, they must have caught a great refresher. We don't see them with 6 eliminations every day coming into half and half. And now, for the first full moving. So this is a dominant spot to be in. We've saw them throw this position before. It's always zone 7 that's the most interesting. But for them and the loot and how high they are, I think they're safe.
Are they somehow going to go 2 wins in the first 3 games here on day 2 after having a struggling day 1? Never mind, a bit of a mess up on the builds there. 1,000 above Storm Surge, so they have got the damage here. Are they getting chopped out?
That's why.
Oh, the whole thing got chopped. No. There it is. Zayt goes down. Sap goes down. It's just Stretch. I asked, did they invest too much too soon? Apparently, it didn't invest enough as Edgy takes down Jahq in the feed monster. We have potentially the most important game on our hands of this weekend as first is down and second capitalizes onto third. All eyes on Commandment, FaZe Centered, and NRG Edgy as Stretch is trying to go for the revive here. Unfortunate plays for Zayt, Sap, and Stretch. I don't know if they're going to be able to bring this one back, but there are big teams in this trying to put up big points.
Yeah, definitely. As Zayt finally gets found out there, and man, talk about a position of wealth to be in there. They were so good, and it all slipped away, all off the backs of an unstable foundation, and that's why they get chopped out there. But it's okay. The fact that Sap was even able to get picked up keeps them in the running here. They can still fight for their top 10 spot as Clicks, Booga, Bizzle take advantage of the chaos, and now they have the high ground, and they're operating as a 2-man team as well. 700 damage above the Surge. They're looking comfortable. They have the heal to ride this one out as well, and they're looking to jump up into top 5 now too.
And as a duo, this is going to be interesting. Can anyone kind of make a play for this high ground as a trio and try to take them off? But last time we saw them in this situation, someone came for high ground. Clicks over-invested in the builds. He's only got 25, so things are looking familiar. But Booga takes down Riversan, and they might be able to hold this. This is massive for the leaderboard. I still see Illest in this, so 4th place still up. I saw 5th place. DJ and Age is still in this as well. So everyone is in this, but where is Centered, Edgy, Commandment? There they are on the front side. That is your 2nd place team. Right now, the leaders of this lobby as Reverse 2K, Day, and Miro are out, and Clicks drops down and finds the refresh that they need for the material. They have a chance to jump back up. This is your 7th place team who's looking to try and get their 2nd victory out here of the weekend. They've done it once. Can they do it twice?
Yeah, but Kanata's still going. Acorn is still going. They're still in this game. They're still picking up points. And although Clicks finds Avery, which is the 4th place team, he needs to stop the rest of these teams that are at the top of the standings. If they keep going, so does the gap. So does the battle for them to catch up. They've had, quite the comeback. This is the Booga. This is the Clicks and Bizzle that we have seen compete in the recent times. This is that dominant hold they've had over the competitive scene lately. But they have to continue to step it up here, and they're putting it up though.
Macwood and Kanata doing it as well. We've seen a lot of legendary 3v3s this weekend. We've seen big teams clash at the end. Who is it going to be as Bucky, Macwood, Kanata all still alive? Centered, Edgy, Commandment all still alive. There are big names in this as full trios. Can Clicks and Booga hold on to this on the high ground? As right now, Macwood, Bucky, and Kanata are playing these mid-ground layers to perfection. There's Paper. They're running through anyone they can find, but the threats are below them. Our 2nd place team is down on the low ground as we know they play best, and we still have Clicks and Booga on the high ground. Big names in this lobby all trying to jockey for positions and trying to set themselves up for this victory. We still see Slacks in this as well, so many big names. Acorn is still there as well. Stretch collides. Sap is there, so they're still holding on. These are literally the biggest names in NA East, and they've all come out to play in this game.
And Staff, man, talk about a clutch right there from Stretch coming out and puts it up onto Aspect and Npen. Wins that exchange in the box there. Their 2nd height, they're still up top, which means they're trying to just ride their way out and find this top 3. Stretch does end up getting taken out there to Slacks. And now, here's that low ground fight we're looking for. This is where these guys play best, though. We've seen Commandment clutch it up over and over, and he's got the success card in his pocket here. It's that shotgun, and he lets Bucky know he's here to use it. It's a huge one, and and Commandment has been putting up highlights after highlights all day long.
This is it. How many points can they rack up? They need this victory out right now. This is their chance to cement themselves in first place. Commandment goes out. He has the bounce pad. He doesn't need to use them. This big epic charge. He's put out so much damage this weekend. Honestly, Commandment, you are one of the best in the game to do it. Sentinel drops back for the heal off. Booga goes for the heal off. It is Sentinel's Booga versus FaZe Centered. Who has more meds? I have to think it might be Booga at this point. He gets the refresh, but he's looking for it. He's starting to feel a bit nervous. He's not as comfortable. And no, Centered doesn't have the meds. It goes to a heal off, but what a performance from our second place team, getting the 10 elimination second, but it's all about our World Cup solo champion Booga. Why they played that so aggressively. Do they pick up Centered? This is crazy.
Oh, no. Yes, they do. They find Mars just in time, and Edgy does manage to save his teammate, and now Commandment is down, though. He's going down the river. I think he's just sliding his way down. No. He might be in the river here.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get him on. Center's going for it right now.
Wow.
What is happening? This is our first place team. We have players going downstream. We have Edgy trying to fight his way in the back of the top against another team. He's only got about 40 health, man. The courage of this team. Edgy goes down. He's getting pushed out into zone. Monster, we love Fortnite so much, but what is happening right now? They found themselves on the low ground. They love to play down here, but not in these circumstances. They are weakened. They are wounded, but can they hold on? The minis and the bigs are getting dropped. They're still in it with a chance, but that was so close to seeing first place go down early yet again.
That was a nail biter indeed, but they managed to bounce back. They managed to stay in the game. Commandment's got all the heals that he needs here. He's got the med kit. They have the big pots. They just have to get to the zone, buy themselves a couple of moments, and literally heal out and then take the next fight. It's costed them so much builds, though. Look at this. They just don't have the freedom just yet.
I mean, I can breathe now again. Like, this is my prediction as well. Me and Vivid have kind of put a little bit more spice on it right now, challenging each other here. But these are players that have played so consistently, and you want to see them continue to dominate as well.
They're alive.
Jahq and Acorn, they're close. I have no idea how they survive that. They are now inside placement points. Any points they get now will try and push that lead that they have over every other team in the lobby. I haven't seen Jahq and Acorn be too loud here in the feed. I haven't seen Damir or Reverse either. So right now, we have eyes on our first place team, and they get first rotating zone. But look at the builds. I see Edgy with 31 builds total, and this is going up and across that hill. It's not the biggest mountain in this area, but it definitely is elevation that they're going to have to overcome.
Yeah, for sure. And that means they're going to have to jump down to the low ground, look for a fight, and then take the mats and hopefully replenish their way on up to the top, which gives them a very, very small window to actually do that. The execution there is going to be a close one as we look to the high ground. Clicks, Bizzle, and Booga managed to maintain and hold it again. When you saw the fly-through stat before, they're effectively averaging as many points as a victory royale coming into these rounds here. One of the biggest stride comebacks that we have seen any trio do. And way to do it here. Way to do it now. FNCS Day 2 Finals, when you need to put up these numbers, but there's still these 3 big games to go in front of them. It's 12 games of Fortnite and the weekends today, and right now it's only on round number 10, so they've done great so far, Aussie, but it's not completely over yet.
It's not just on them as well. Currently in this game, of the 17 teams alive, now 16, 14 of them are in the top 17. This is insane. All the teams, this is one of the most stacked games you are ever going to see in an FNCS Finals. Not just NAEast, but in the world, as Clicks is going up right now. You talked about it. A victory hour worth of points on average from their most previous games. They need to continue that going, and they're in the position to do so. They're on the high ground. They have the loadout. They have maybe enough materials, but everyone is scrambling here. All these players are going to be running shambles as Commandment is down to 12 builds on the front side, and this zone is being relentless. It is going higher and higher. It is stretching out teams further and further. Who is going to come out on top as Commandment takes over the tarps? And look at this. This man can tarp like this. He makes decisions like this on elevation changes, and we've seen how lethal his shotgun aim can be. This is why they're in first, but this is going to be one of their most challenging games, as just look at this zone. It is thinning out. I see Damir and Reverse still in it. Commandment sends it. Edgy still in it. I see DGen, Acorn, Jahq, Slacks, Booga, Clicks, Bizzle. This is so stacked, Monster.
Everyone here is fighting for more prize, top threes, and of course that Axe of Champions. Every single battle now holds so much significance to the way into this tournament here, and they have to continue to pop off. And Scented trying to figure something out. He's changing layers. He's literally stuck down here though. And remember, Commandment had the most of the build, so they need to pick this up. He gets edited down. He has to figure it out, and he does. He manages to stay alive, but at what cost? As now he has lost so much HP. He can barely actually work their way through this, and it's all enemy builds too. It's so close, but he's still holding on.
Zone goes across a little bit right now. They have 8 eliminations. No, they get in, but can Commandment clutch up at least a top 3? A top 3 here would be massive. I saw you tweeted out, Monster. You said, Commandment, you are insane, and he is making this so easy for us because he is such a phenomenally exciting player. I don't know if he can go for the victory here. He is a solo with so many trios on top, but can he top 3? He needs to out-survive. One more team. He comes around the corner.
So
he gets Teo. He takes down Teo, but he falls in 4th place. So close to that big 6-point jump. We have 3 teams, 8 players, Slacks, Jahq, Acorn right now. Our 2nd place team going head to head with Clicks, Booga, Bizzle on the high ground. Our 5th place team and Chimp and Tabney, our underrated demons in this one, Monster. Anyone can take it, and it means everything for all of the teams here.
Yeah, definitely, and we're just looking at the victory lap upon victory lap here for Clicks, Booga, and Bizzle. Are we going to watch a back-to-back victory royale here now set in place once again on the FNCS stage here? And this is a first for Clicks, Booga, and Bizzle, going back-to-back on the biggest stages and showing that they are here to come back and continue the stride because they're picking up all the points.
The final game. If you're just tuning in, you don't know why me and Monster are so hyped. This is the second last game of NA East FNCS Finals this weekend. Our first place team is down. They got 0 placement points. There is 30 points for a victory hour worth of placement for Daymir and Reverse in 2nd place, Slacks, Jahq, Acorn in 3rd, and Clicks and Booga in 4th. Any of those teams can realistically overtake them here if they get that victory hour. And Booga's team right now is on back-to-back victory hours. This could make it the hat trick as Slacks, Jahq, and Acorn, our 3rd place team, set up for high ground. If they can take and hold this, this could be everything we need to see them in 1st place.
But they get pushed down, they get pushed back, and now they do get that first full moving zone, so they will be able to play into it. And it's already rotating, it's already cutting across. They're going to have to stop here. Hunker down and really figure out what it is that they want to do next. This next play is so important. They can't throw this opportunity to take first. They're going to go ahead and rotate across on high ground. It's a completely new trio, one that we have not seen up top, and they're looking to go ahead and pull something through. It's a Zervo and Dusky. Dom there leading the tarp. Who can overtake them? Who can snatch up height? Or will everyone else come on down and fight for the point that's available in the low ground? Here we are. Clicks and Booga still in the game here, still in the fight.
Still pushing through, and they're trying to make massive efforts here. Booga is down here. It's all up to Clicks. All eyes on Clicks. He's used to it. He's one of the biggest names in the scene, and all the pressure is on him to see what he can do. 2 Slurpfish, has the minis, has a decent loadout here. Only 36 builds, though. Zone goes back. Gets a bit of breathing room to try and get more of these placement points. That team on high ground, Azervo's team, is in 20th place right now. They are trying to have their big surge up on the leaderboard, and they are taking points from the teams at the top, though. Jahq, Acorn, and Slacks are lurking. They're hanging just below. This is deliberate positioning. If you see a team here, it means they're looking to go for high ground. He's looking up for it. They only have 14 builds on Acorn, though. I don't know if they're going to be able to take it with what they have. If they didn't want this high ground, they would be dropping lower, and that's maybe the call as Acorn hits the bounce to the front side. Mars picks up Jahq. Bucky's still in this as well. Aegis goes down, so our teams in the top 10 are here, but it's all about 2nd and 3rd. What is Reverse 2K Day and Miro doing now to try and jump up and hold on to their back-to-back FNCS championship?
Here's another team, though. We see Acorn, Slacks, and Jahq down low. We saw a little glimpse of Bucky still in this game. Kanata and Macwood there to back him up. Slacks is going to go in and find Crumble now as well, so that is big for them. These points, they're chipping away. They're closing the gap. Remember, it was only 20 points, and now with the placement points really starting to be diced out here, this is the comeback story from the trios that we want to see. Click still alive here. Top 10, what are you going to do to go out and put up some numbers? He's only got a blue tactical shotgun. This is going to be tough for him.
If anyone can do this, it is the big Clicks right now. He's working his way through the tops. They're all metal, so he is blind right now. He can't see where he's going. He doesn't know what's ahead of him. He just keeps finding metal after metal, but he finds a safe spot. The blue tactical shotgun. It would be miraculous to get a victory out of this 3 in a row, but what can he do? Every single team that goes down is one more point he so sorely needs for his team in 4th. I can only imagine the amount of eyes that Clicks has on him right now as he tries to close this one out. DJN goes down the feed. Bucky's on the low ground. Kanata's on the low ground. We're going to harpoon the mats off Macwood. I don't know if we have any full health trios still in this right now, as Clicks is still going. He has just gotten 2 extra placement points since we last watched him, but surely he can only hide for so long. He's going to have to find a team soon. The zone goes out. He's got no builds, and his movement right now is perfect, Monster. He is just hiding from everyone.
Jahq is going to fall there too to Frist, and Frist is up top now. He's going to make the edit onto Clicks. What is Clicks going to do? He's on the run right now. He's been spotted out. Great shot, though. Fires back, walks into the zone. He needs the siphon. One more tick, and it's not going to be enough. Down goes Riverstone. Down goes Clicks. But now we come to the low ground here of Bucky and Kanata still in the fight here. Remember, they were in the top 5 as well. They can overcome, overtake, make the last game interesting, and they're still doing it. They're going to find one. Can they find 2? It's looking like it, and Bucky is on fire before he gets taken out. The follow-up from Kanata was good, though. And now 3 teams remain here.
Acorn goes down. Is Slacks and Jahq still in this right now? No, they are not. We have Dom and Dusky on the high ground. We have Kanata on the low ground. This team right now, Bucky, Kanata, Macwood are in 5th place. They're squaring off with 20th place right now. So we know who this means more for. Dom has the heal off. Unless he's messed up this med kit, you have to imagine that he is going to win this game. It doesn't even come down to the splashes. Dusky goes down and takes measures into his own hands. Takes out Kanata. But Monster, I didn't see Daymir in reverse in that one. I only saw
have to inch their way in just a little bit more. It's Avery on the other side of the wall. The other team that was to the left has already moved. They're gone. Here's Acorn, Slacks, and Jahq trying to get another position up, trying to get a better angle coming into this new zone. There's so much congestion here because it went up and over the mountain. Now it's going to go down and out through the valley to the open field. This is a nightmare last game zone. This high ground hold from Clicks, Booga, and Bizzle, it's not good enough. This terrain is too volatile. They're going to have to give it up.
This is the zone that will literally wake you up in a cold sweat. This is nightmare fuel. It is going to go across and over the waterfall. You need to stay up. You can't drop down. One misplaced step, one wrong move, one wrong bouncer, one opponent that wants to break you out, and you are going to fall all the way to the very bottom and potentially fall out of your place on the leaderboard. But if you can stay up, if you can make it across, if you can bridge your way against all these players, you will survive and you will potentially win it. Look at that drop right now as Acorn is going down. No, Acorn, Jahq, and Slacks, very deliberate, phenomenal play from this team. Bouncing the front side, staying in line now. They want to be beneath everyone else's builds. They don't want to be the team on the top, and they don't want to rely on another team. They're building the tops. They look phenomenal. Can Centered Edgy Commandment get down in such a good position as well, or are they going to fall early?
I like that they're keeping a low profile, staying away from the other opponents. It looks like they got a refresher as well. This is massive, and those are big pickups there. That's more loot for them to work with. That's more for them to go ahead and power their way through. They're one step closer to being your FNCS champions. This is such a race. All of the teams we need to be here are still here, and now that they're finding elims, it's going to allow them to continue to maintain the lead.
Everyone is still in this right now. We saw EU come down to the steamy endgame with the top teams all going head-to-head. You and me, Monster, said it is going to be hard for NA East to top that or even match it, but that is exactly what they're doing. All of our teams are up still here. We have a nightmare zone. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch, the kings of the high ground, are on height. Clicks, Boozer, and Centered so low right now. Commandment and Edgy, they're on the back foot. They're 70 below. This is their last-ditch effort. Bottom right, keep your eyes on that. Everything is on them. Only 37 above. They need to hold on. They are clutching it very little right now, Monster, to try and hold in this one. Centered goes down. It's just up to Edgy and Commandment. Jahq, Acorn, and Slacks are still up, and they came into this game with a 5-point lead. Edgy, Commandment, what can you do to hold on to this?
And day finds night. Miro's gonna find the last tag onto Scented there too. So that's a team that's finding tags. Remember, it is a three-way race right here for first place. Look at it. There's Day's eliminations. Day gets knocked by Zayt on high ground. This is back and forth right now for all the teams that matter. And it's so much pressure on Edgy's back. Edgy brings someone down into the box. Will he be able to find it? It's back and forth, and I think he does. It's onto Aviv. They're going into a box-to-box fight. Right across from them, Jahq, Acorn, and Slacks. They can see what's going on, but they're not looking across. They're looking down, and the punishment comes back. This is so close here.
Edgy still picking up eliminations. We have our low ground kings with
gosh.
no low ground to
No.
play. This is essentially a sky base. Edgy goes down. It's all down to Commandment, but he's still getting eliminations in the feed. He has won, but he is now a solo in second place, versing a trio. He's stepping up. He's doing everything he can to hold on to this. Commandment has shown such skill here today. We've seen some of the best players I have ever seen in Fortnite, but Commandment needs that. Nothing short of pure brilliance will keep this team up here to take first place. You have Commandment as a solo going up against Jahq, Acorn, and Slacks as an entire trio. He has no builds, trying to jump his way through this. He's dropping down. He's going to his home on the low ground, but in a zone like this, you don't want to be here. He's got nowhere to go. He jumps. That's it. Second place is down. Slacks, Jahq, and Acorn in first place. They are still up. This is potentially their victory lap, Monster.
Yes, definitely now. And Acorn is trying to jump down. He gets taken out. It's up to Slacks here and Jahq to pop off. Pull in as much as they can to solidify this home run. And let's see if they will be able to take it home on the low ground, though. Kanata, Macwood, and Bucky here still picking up points. The race for top 3 is on for them, and they've made it all the way to top 3 here today. So many eliminations. Who are we going to see make it back? Miro is still in this. That's a second place. Miro has so many eliminations. Wait a second. First place is not guaranteed for anyone. Not just yet.
It is not.
Will the FNCS champions do it? It's so close.
They took it down. Miro dropped down there. Miro actually managed to take out Slash Jahq